We all do it. You walk through the front door after a long day, drop your keys, look down at that little furry face staring up at you, and you start talking. You ask them how their day was. You tell them you miss them. Or maybe you're the type to have a full-blown argument with your cat when they decide to knock your water glass off the nightstand at 3 a.m. And as you're speaking, they just sit there, staring at you. Maybe their ears rotate a little. Maybe their tail does a slow swish. But they never say a word. It makes you wonder, am I just talking to myself? Are they just hearing Charlie Brown teacher noises, womp, womp, womp? Or is there actually a complex translation process happening right behind those beautiful unblinking eyes? Welcome back to the Cozy Cat Mind. Grab a warm cup of tea, because today we are diving deep into the fascinating new science of feline hearing. We're going to decode exactly what your cat is thinking when you talk to them. And the truth is going to completely change the way you look at your furry best friend. Let's begin. Let's start with a scenario we are all guilty of, the baby voice. You know the one. You wouldn't be caught dead talking to your boss in that high-pitched, sing-songy voice, but the second you see your cat, your pitch goes up 2 octaves. Who's a good boy? Are you a good boy? For years, people thought this was just humans being silly. But recent scientific studies have revealed something incredible. Your cat is actually judging your tone. Researchers in France recently ran an experiment. They played recordings of owners speaking to their cats in a normal, flat, conversational voice, the kind of voice you use to order coffee. The cats barely reacted. They might as well have been listening to the wind. But then, the researchers played a recording of the owner using that specific cat-directed voice, that high-pitched, emotional tone. Instantly, the cats reacted. Their ears swiveled, their pupils dilated, and they turned toward the speaker. But here is the most fascinating part of the study. When a stranger used that exact same high-pitched cat voice, the cats completely ignored it. So, what does this mean they're actually thinking? When you talk to your cat in that special voice, they aren't just hearing a funny noise. They understand that you have created a private, exclusive dialect just for them. In their minds, they are thinking, my human is no longer broadcasting general noise to the room. My human has switched to our private frequency. They are addressing me directly, and they are doing it with affection. By using that tone, you are signaling to them that they are safe, they are loved, and they are the center of your attention. You aren't just being silly, you are actually speaking their love language. Now, let's talk about the absolute most frustrating part of talking to your cat. Picture this. You are sitting on the couch. You see your cat relaxing on a rug across the room. You say their name in a sweet voice. Nothing. You say it a little louder. Still nothing. Not even a glance in your direction. If you had a dog, they would be sprinting across the room, tail wagging, ready for action. But your cat? Your cat acts like they suddenly went completely deaf. It is so easy to take this personally. It makes us think our cats are aloof, stubborn, or maybe they just don't even know their own names. But science paints a completely different picture. A fascinating study conducted by researchers in Japan tested exactly this. They played recordings of a cat's name mixed in with random nouns of the exact same length and rhythm. And the results were undeniable. Cats absolutely know their names. They can distinguish their specific name from other random words, and they can even distinguish it from the names of other cats living in the exact same house. So, if they know you are talking to them, why do they ignore you? To understand this, we have to look inside the feline mind and understand how they are built. Cats are ambush predators. In the wild, their entire survival depends on conserving energy for short, explosive bursts of hunting. Moving unnecessarily is literally a biological waste of their precious energy reserves. When you call their name from across the room, your cat is doing a lightning-fast mental calculation. They are thinking, I hear my human. My human sounds calm. I am safe. Is there the sound of a food can opening? No. Is there a toy being dragged? No. Is there danger? No. Since there is no immediate reward or immediate threat, their biological instinct tells them to stay perfectly still and conserve energy. But here is the beautiful secret. They are answering you. You just have to know where to look. The next time you call your cat's name and they are facing away from you, don't look at their face. Look at their ears. You will almost always see one ear rotate back toward you like a little radar dish. Or, look at the very tip of their tail. It might give one single, tiny flick against the floor. In cat language, that ear twitch or tail flick is the equivalent of a human giving a polite nod from across a room. What they are actually thinking is, I hear you, human. I acknowledge you. I feel completely safe in your presence, so I don't need to get up. But I am listening. It is not an insult. In fact, a cat ignoring you while staying completely relaxed is one of the highest compliments they can give. It means they trust you enough to let their guard down completely. So, we know they hear their names, and we know they actually prefer our silly, high-pitched baby voices. But when you are sitting 2 feet away, looking right at your cat and having a full-blown conversation with them, what else are they paying attention to? It turns out, they aren't just listening to the sound coming out of your mouth. They're intensely studying your face. Humans are a verbal species. We rely heavily on words to communicate. But cats are nonverbal masters of body language. In the feline world, a stare, a slow blink, or a slight shift of the whiskers speaks volumes. Because of this, your cat is an absolute expert at reading human microexpressions. Let's say you're having a stressful day and you're pacing the room, talking quickly and loudly to your cat about how annoyed you are. Your cat has no idea what the word annoyed means. But here is what they are thinking. They are scanning the tension in your jaw. They are looking to see if your brow is furrowed. They are watching how fast you are moving. They are taking the sharp tone of your voice and combining it with the tightness in your face to run a real-time threat assessment. In their mind, they are thinking, my human is making sharp, unpredictable noises. Their facial muscles are tight. They are moving erratically. Something in our territory must be very wrong, so I need to be on high alert. This is why, if you ever try to scold a cat while you have a giant smile on your face, they won't take you seriously at all. They trust the visual evidence of your face way more than the audio of your voice. This brings us to one of the most profound and emotional experiences of being a cat parent, venting to your cat. We have all been there. You have a terrible day, you sit on the floor, and you just start pouring your heart out to your cat. Maybe you're crying. Maybe you're just sighing heavily. And suddenly, your normally independent cat walks over, purrs loudly, and rubs their cheek against your leg or gently headbutts your chin. It feels like magic. It feels like they are saying, I understand, and I'm here for you. But what is actually happening in their brain? Science calls this phenomenon emotional contagion. When you are crying or deeply stressed, your body chemistry actually changes. You release stress hormones that your cat's incredibly sensitive nose can pick up on. Combined with the low, shaky frequency of a sad voice, your cat instantly knows that the emotional baseline of the house has dropped. When you talk to them through tears, they aren't understanding your specific problems. They aren't acting as tiny furry therapists. Instead, they are thinking, my giant roommate is emitting distress signals. The energy in our safe space is unbalanced. When they walk over to headbutt you or rub against you, they are leaving their pheromones, their unique scent markers, all over you. In the cat world, claiming something with their scent is how they declare that an object or a person is safe and secure. They are comforting you, yes, but they are also comforting themselves. They are trying to literally rub safety back into you to restore the peace of their territory. So when you talk to them when you're sad, they really are listening, and they are actively working to fix the energy of the room. So, we know they are translating our tone, reading our faces, and absorbing our emotions. But what about when they talk back? Here is a fact that absolutely blows most people's minds. In the wild, adult cats do not meow at each other. Feline-to-feline communication is almost entirely silent. They use complex body language, tail positions, eye contact, and scent markers to talk to other cats. The only time a cat naturally meows is when it is a tiny kitten trying to get the attention of its mother. Once they grow up, they drop the meow completely. Unless, of course, they live with a human. Over thousands of years of living together, domestic cats realized something very important about us. Humans are terrible at reading body language, and our sense of smell is practically useless. If a cat just swished its tail to say, "I'm hungry," the human wouldn't notice. But cats are incredibly smart. They observed that we communicate by making noises with our mouths. So, to bridge the gap between our two species, they decided to keep using their kitten meows. When you look at your cat and say, "Good morning," and they look back at you and give a little chirp or a meow, they are literally trying to speak human. In their mind, they are thinking, "My human is making vocal noises at me. To keep the bond strong and get what I need, I will use vocal noises back." They have actually developed specific types of meows just for you: a short, bright chirp for a greeting, a long, drawn-out meow for food, and a soft trill for affection. They have trained you just as much as you have trained them. When your cat talks back, it is not just a random animal noise. It is a profound, evolutionary effort to connect with you. They love you enough to invent an entirely new way of communicating just so you can understand them. So, the next time you find yourself pouring your heart out to your cat, or using that ridiculous, high-pitched baby voice to ask them about their day, don't ever feel silly. You aren't just talking to yourself. You are speaking to a highly intelligent creature who is actively listening, translating your tone, reading your facial expressions, and feeling the energy of your emotions. You are speaking their language, and they are doing their absolute best to speak yours. Now, I want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments below, does your cat talk back to you when you speak to them? Do they have a specific meow that they only use for you? I read every single comment, and I can't wait to hear the stories about your furry friends. If this video helped you understand your cat on a deeper level, please hit that subscribe button and join the Cozy Cat Mind community. We have so many more fascinating feline mysteries to decode together. Thank you so much for watching. Keep loving your cat the way they understand it, and as always, stay cozy.